So guys, we've been having a lot of conversations around trade and tariffs and the current environment, which I think we're going to continue to have these conversations because none of this is going away. If we think about what companies need to be doing, what are the takeaways, right? I think that one of the most important things that companies need to do is really understanding the developments that are happening by the day, and trying to get a sense, developing a sense of what are the implications to their organizations. What would you say is your takeaway?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Maytee, but also getting folks to actually absorb it in their own language, right? Because understanding the regulatory language can be very consuming, and I think off-putting. I'm not sure it doesn't help companies wanting to engage in the topic because it is fairly daunting. But let's unpack the language and leverage the benefit of all the cross functions that should be involved in the conversation to help unpack it a bit and understand the implications around it.
That's a really good point. And you made a comment earlier about some of the language that we've been using and how a common language has slightly different meaning in your environment. And Kristin, we see it in the customs and tax environment where we often are doing the same thing, using the same terminology, but having slightly different implications.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And it's really important for us to come together and translate all of these different understandings so that we can...
You don't have to make them the same, but at least we understand the implications. And that gets to the cross-functional.
I was just going to say, I mean, how can you plan and be strategic about, forward-thinking strategy if you're not speaking the same language, right? So how, I think one of the key takeaways from all of the tariff discussions has been companies have to come at this cross-functionally. It's the only way to holistically approach these situations and to develop strategies that endure. But again, in order to do that, you have to get in the same room and you have to start understanding what you mean when you say that and what I mean when I say that.
That's right.
That's the only way that you're going to come to a strategy that lasts, a strategy that endures throughout the course of this new tariff environment.
Totally agree. I totally agree.
Great. Well, ladies, we will continue this conversation.
Oh, for sure.